6 AM, we've got a long day ahead of us.
Yes, in this video I am going to fly 10,000 kilometers for a football match. Right, we're at Heathrow Airport. I don't think I've ever caught a flight for this channel from Heathrow Airport before, and I know how privileged and first world problem-y this is going to sound, but I haven't been outside of Europe since pre-COVID. I used to live in Australia. I've made videos in Southeast Asia before, which is where we're going back to in this video and for the next couple of weeks. So let's get through and check in. It's in a rush. We're going Turkish today. We're already through security. That was rapid. Where can I find the Plaza Premium Lounge?
Lift, go one level down.
Yep.
And make a right turn, sir.
Pretty much every airport I ever go in has Celtic and Rangers shirts, but not today. Look at this. Now, I know it sounds proper bougie to like go to an airport lounge. I've done it a few times, but you get better value for money just paying for a lounge and getting completely free drinks and food and stuff when you're in there. And we've got ages till our flight, so Plaza Premium Lounge. Let's see what it's like. As you can see, quite busy in the lounge. Guess how much it cost? £20. I've had to get myself a massive gin. Got some bad news. I couldn't get a direct flight to Singapore for today, so I had to get a connection in Istanbul. And it gave me 2 hours in Istanbul, and I was like, if the flight's on time, it'll be fine. I'll be able to connect, and it shouldn't be a problem. But just check the departures board out. Every single flight is on time, except my one. Perfect, obviously. And it's delayed by 1 hour 10, so I've only got 50 minutes now, potentially, at the airport. If there's any more delays, I may be flying 10,000 kilometers for nothing. I'm gonna just like, as soon as the gate comes up, I'm just gonna go there, see if I can like swap seats with someone, or like in a place where like I can just be near the door and just run, just tell them my situation. Okay, I've been changed from row 29 to row 7. The geezer also just said that he doesn't know if my my baggage will even make it into the next flight as well, so can't wait to be in the 35-degree heat of humid Singapore with my joggers on, no spare clothes.
I flew from London to Sydney.
Yep.
Through the Singapore.
Yeah.
The baggage didn't get on.
Oh no.
We stayed in Singapore for 2 days. It didn't receive it, and then arrived in Sydney, and then I only get my baggage on the day when I'm coming back.
What chance do you give me that my baggage will be there?
Oh, 100% you don't get it.
I won't get it 100%. Okay.
Yeah, you don't get it.
That's not good. I'll have to buy some clothes in Singapore. That's not ideal. Is there anything that's going to go right today? Oh, come on. Singapore.
What's your name, Singapore? Can we run ahead? Because last time I waited for you guys, I missed my flight.
Here with my Singapore crew, trying to make it to F15. Never been to Turkey before, but first impressions, airport's nice. Shame I'm not here for long enough, but always wanted to come. This is where Europe meets Asia. This city is in 2 continents, actually. Happy we've made it. 52. Hello. Can't believe it. We're actually an hour away from Singapore now. Just check out the route of where we've been on this flight. We've been from, well, obviously London to Istanbul at first, but then Istanbul all the way through past like Azerbaijan, Central Asia. I think we've went over Iran, looking at the map, all through India, Indian Ocean, eventually out to Southeast Asia, where we are right now. We've gone like all the way around the globe almost, so yeah, absolutely buzzing. Whether my bags are going to be there when we get off or not, I'm not sure. I've slept quite a lot on this plane. One day.
bloody hell, the scanners for the passport control weren't working, but it's the moment of truth now. This is where the luggage is coming off for the Istanbul flight, so time to see if the man getting on the plane in London was right. My baggage isn't here. I do have a little piece of paper to say that it will be here in 24 hours basically. There's another flight at exactly the same time tomorrow, so hopefully I get it then, but I'll actually be at my game when it comes, so we're gonna have to get some clobber, maybe a football shirt, who knows. Call me Ellis Platten, we're going shirt hunting. Welcome to Singapore. As you may be able to see, I am actually in different clothes from yesterday. When I got here, I just chucked my stuff in the hotel, Googled a shopping centre and just walked there. I've spoken about this at length before, my time in Australia. My first few videos are from Australia, and one of the things I miss most about living there is Cotton On, and they have a Cotton On here, so I'm wearing my new Cotton On clobber today as we make our way around Singapore. We've got our game later on. It is match day in a brand new country. I've been to this country before, but I've never seen a football match here, obviously. I've made a video here before. The National Stadium is behind that bus right now. I made a video here, I think maybe my 5th or 6th ever video. I didn't even get inside, I just went for a run around Singapore and just sort of checked it out from the outside. Yes, there is the National Stadium through there. Good times, good memories. Look at how amazing that looks there behind me. I'm so hot, I don't know if you can see how sweaty I am. My new t-shirt is ruined already. I'm ruining this lady's photo here in front of me. But yeah, very multicultural place. It's at a crossroads between like the Far East and India. Obviously we came over India on the plane and stuff, and then China's a little bit further along. This is a really famous port city. Oh no, look at my new t-shirt. Look at the back. Oh man, where the straps have been on my bag. The absolute breakfast of champions from 7-Eleven. Sushi and a cheese string. Glasgow University, okay, yeah, nice. Did he like it?
Yeah, he likes the place.
Nice.
The place is a bit safe, like that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the place is clean, it's safe.
Look at what it used to be called Singapura. The earliest written records of Singapore describe it as a thriving port in the 14th century. Here's some of the products that would have passed through Singapore down the centuries. It's obviously a big part of the old colonial world of the Europeans. In 1511, Malacca, which is, I think, the name for this whole, yeah, Malacca, look, that's like modern day Malaysia there, and the map's a little bit different to what it is nowadays. This is like an old school map that they would have made back in the day, but yeah, look, 1511 to the Portuguese, 17th century the Dutch, and later the British. Wow, this map is from 1607, and look, yeah, if you know your maps, you can see that this is a little bit off in some places. They don't have the technology we have today for making maps, but look at Japan. One huge part there, and then like it stretches down there. That is not what Japan looks like. Look how close America is to like Japan and China there. That's the Portuguese symbol, I think. What else can we see? This is Malacca. This is where Singapore is here. Singapura, as it was known back then. That's Borneo, I think one of the biggest islands in the world. That must be Java there, I'm sure.
This was what they were looking for when Columbus took off to find America. Those little islands in there, and nobody, upon penalty of death, could they take any of the clove or the
Tobacco.
well, not tobacco, but the peppers and the nutmegs.
Right, okay, so that was sort of the most important little region in the Age of Discovery.
Oh, yeah, well, the thing is, 2 little fly-specked islands set the stage for the world history.
Wow, okay.
When you get into the Age of Discovery, that's what they were trying to discover, were these little islands that were basically right in there.
So that 1819, Sir Stamford Raffles and Major William Farquhar arrived in Singapore, and by 1850 Singapore was the centre of trade in Southeast Asia. Even back then it was all about geopolitics and control. It was to establish another port to control the lucrative China trade, and look, yeah, it was to destroy the Dutch monopoly. And it was a free port, and it was very, very low tax. Even to this day it's very, very low tax here. I might have to move. Look what came through here. Cargo such as cloth, opium, silk, tea, ceramics. So down the years they've struggled with a lot of opium addiction, not so much these days. There was some massive like opium dens and troubles with it back in the day, and a lot of it traded through here, obviously. That geezer there, loving it. Look at him. I suppose what else would you do in the early 20th century? It's not quite like it is today here, where everybody's living a good life in this really well-developed country. Immigrant workers from China lodged in houses, most of these spaces were crowded and grim. It was to escape and relax away from these cramped and unpleasant conditions. Singapore had 550 licensed opium shops in 1900. And this tells you about how much people would use it. And this historian said there would probably have been no British Empire without opium. Here we go, we're getting towards the World War II era now. 1937, this is when Japan had just taken over East Asia. All in China now, that's Korea there, that little peninsula. Yeah, making their way down. Taiwan they've got. Look at them moving all into Southeast Asia now. Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, or French Indochina as it was back then. 1941, I think 1942 they took Singapore. Let's see. Yeah, there you go, 1942. Down the Malaya Peninsula, here we go. And they took it off of the British. I think they had it for 3 years until the war finished. This is a prison door that was used by the Japanese to house prisoners of war, and I've read a book called The Railway Man before by Eric Lomax, and it is fascinating. And look, it talks about some of the Allied prisoners of war under the Japanese, and some of the conditions were absolutely brutal. But yeah, one of the best books I've ever read. I would recommend it. Post-World War II, a wave of decolonisation began to sweep through Asia and Africa. Singapore was no exception. The British defeat in 1942 had destroyed the image of Western superiority and invincibility. So they had a bit of semi-independence, and then Singapore became fully independent in 1965. When it finally became independent, Singapore was very poor, and most people, I think 2/3, I think I saw on a video recently, were living in poverty and in slums and stuff. But there's no natural resources, it's such a small place. But by 1972 they achieved full employment, and you'll have seen from me walking around earlier what a lovely country it is. So even though Singapore today is one of the most prosperous, if not the most prosperous nation in Asia, particularly in Southeast Asia, it's one of the cleanest, if not the cleanest, one of the safest, if not the safest. The people are some of the most educated in the world, let alone just Asia, and the people are some of the healthiest in the world as well, I've read. It is quite incredible, the history that it's had, the ups, the downs. It's been between like warring colonialists like the Dutch and the Portuguese. It's part of Malaysia for a couple of years, but it's an independent country now that is absolutely thriving, and I absolutely loved that museum. I thought it was amazing. I was there a few hours ago, I've been to the hotel, I've edited part of the vlog. I've not eaten anything since my 7-Eleven breakfast earlier, and I'm absolutely starving. Our Tampines Hub. I always keep saying Tampines, you may be able to see up there, Tampines. There's Tampines Rovers, or it said on the tube as we got here, it says Tampines? Here we go, this is the stadium in front of us. This looks like no stadium I have ever seen in my life. It's so built up, so modern, so clean and nice. Yeah, it doesn't really have the feel of somewhere that should have a football stadium at the end of it. Here we go, I'm about to check in for my first ever Singaporean football game. There we go. Congratulations, you've seen matches in 17 countries and Singapore is the latest. Where on earth is the football stadium in here? Look at it. Look, I see a football pitch. Oh, mad. Yeah, look at this. So we're here right now, and look what they have in here. They have like this entire mall. There's a McDonald's over there, look, as well as many other things, and a football stadium within it as well. This is the most Singaporean thing I think I've ever seen. Completely modern, all for the community. Like, there's loads of community sport things going on as well. It's got my name on it too. That's literally just where I've come from, and look. What? That is the stadium there. It's called Town Square. Look at it. One stand. Oh, this is mad. I've got to get round there. So this is the game that we'll be seeing tonight. Geylang International against Hougang United. And weirdly enough, there's only 9 teams in the league, so that means that every weekend there's going to be someone who doesn't play. A little bit like the Lowland League in Scotland, isn't it? But yeah, look, these are the 2 teams we're seeing today. I've flown 10,000 kilometres to see a mid-table clash in the Singaporean Premier League. Dinner was nice. Satay chicken salad. I needed something fairly healthy. I did have some chips and a Coke Zero. There's nowhere to get a beer in here that I can find. It's probably a good thing, let's be honest. But yeah, let's head upstairs and get our ticket for my first ever football match in Singapore. This is the most bizarre stadium location ever. I bought my ticket for 15 Singapore dollars, but this, what I'm on right now, is a running track. Look, there's people running around here. Inside, there's like little gym equipment back down there. Here we go, ready? Cheeky little indoor running track. And I'm pretty sure you can see the pitch of the stadium over here. I don't even know if I needed to buy a ticket, to be honest, but God, look how nice Singapore is. You ready for this? Can't be too many stadiums with an eco community garden on the roof. This has blown my mind. I didn't know it was going to quite be like this. The stadium there behind me, the sun setting beautifully. Oh, it's still really hot though. I just came here knowing that this game was on, planning on making a video, just going 10,000 kilometers to watch a football match, but I didn't realize quite how bizarre and fascinating the stadium would actually be. And there's this beautiful little garden up here. You can't really see the pitch from up here, but just to show you the area, have you ever seen a stadium like this?
Hi, my name is Azri. I'm 21 years old from Geylang International.
And you play for them?
Yeah, I play for them.
21 years old, centre midfielder.
Correct.
What is the best thing about football in Singapore?
Best thing about football is, you can say it's competitive with the people around you, like with family, friends.
Yeah.
They support from young to old.
Yes.
Where I'm right now.
And so you tell me the ultras are going to be down there?
Yeah, correct.
Is there usually a good bit of an atmosphere sometimes at the games? Yeah.
We can say Geylang has the best fans.
Oh, okay, cool.
In the Premier League, and they have drums and chants, all that. It's very interesting.
Nice. So we're going to see the best fans in Singapore today.
Yes, correct.
So thanks to Lewis for the information. He was telling me all about the Singaporean teams today, basically, and he told me that today's game is basically, and he's a big Scottish football fan as well, that today is sort of like Hibs against maybe like a Dundee, but because Geylang International, I believe they do have another stadium that they usually call home, but they're playing here this season because there's VAR at the stadium and not at theirs. I'm sure I read that. But so basically it's like Hibs v Dundee, and I said, is it at Easter Road? And it's like, no, not a proper home ground. So it's like Hibs v Dundee at Celtic Park, basically, he said. And if you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing, and you can also follow me on Instagram right now at footy.adventures. You should have a Liverpool shirt on.
It's a Man United.
No way. I can't believe it.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Hougang United and Geylang International. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We've kicked off here in the first ever Singaporean football match I've ever seen, and look, there's still people going around the running track up there. I suppose it's a little bit cooler now. obviously we paid $15 to get in here, and you get the atmosphere when you're in here and stuff, but I mean, look, there's people in those two sections there just watching the game, and look at that corner over there, above where he's going to take the corner from. Look, there's just like 15, 20 people just stood there watching the match for free. Oh, which is a strange concept, but kicked out the goalkeeper's hands. But yeah, look, just people dotted around everywhere just watching for free. Second yellow, right before half time. I feel like he won the ball. It was a tough tackle, but he's raging. The refs just sent him off. Oh, and they've scored as well. That's literally got to be half time. Well, a terrible end to the half for Geylang International. A red card and a goal down. And the away fans are over that side of the stand, all celebrating. What a weird end to the half. Yeah, 1-0 down now, the home team, and red card as well. I don't know how the second half will pan out now, but yeah, really interesting place to come watch football. A little bit of a better atmosphere than what I thought there was going to be. It filled out a little bit after kick-off, so yeah, good to be here. Interesting little stadium. Let's see what the second half brings. They've sealed it. Hougang United, 2-0 up away here. Huge win for them. Jaden, right?
Yeah, Jaden.
Big supporter of football in Singapore. Yes. Who's your team in Singapore that you support? Tampines. Yeah. They play here as well, don't they?
Sorry?
They play at this stadium.
Yes,
this is their stadium.
This is their home stadium. Yes.
But Geylang International are using it for this season only?
Yeah, they share the same stadium.
And so in terms of football in Asia, how good is the Singapore league compared to, say, Japan or Indonesia, or where does it fit, do you reckon?
I think it's quite low. Okay. Quite low, but we're enjoying it for Singaporeans.
Yeah. No, I like the stadium. It's very unique. What do you think about it? It's in a shopping centre. You can go in the library.
Yes. It's actually quite lively, at this timing especially.
And do you have any messages to someone from Europe who might want to come and see football in Singapore?
Oh, do come and watch our games, because there's actually a lot of fans from overseas too.
Yeah.
At our games.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here from Germany. I think I saw. Yeah. To these fans, they've made noise pretty much all night despite losing, being down to 10 men, not having too many chances. They've been quality, look at them. You can tell some of the players are a bit gutted as well. This has to be one of the weirdest football experiences of my life. I've made almost 630 odd videos, but nothing really compares to this in terms of strange stadiums. I've been to a lot, but yeah, just leaving the shopping mall here is kind of mad. But yeah, let me know what you thought about it, especially the European viewers who I have. We don't really have things like this over in Europe, so let me know what you think. And if you are from Singapore and you're new to my channel, hello, thank you so much for watching and staying till the end. Please do consider subscribing. I've done videos in Asia and loads around Europe before, so I'm going to leave on screen one of my best Asian videos, and I'll leave one of my favourite European videos as well. So if you want to learn more about these two teams that are on screen right now, please do click on the videos, see if you like them, and maybe come back for some more videos once I've uploaded more from Asia and from Europe this season in 2023-24. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.